Header up.
Rob and Chris, they're on the air. Yankees, Mets, they're everywhere. From the Bronx to Queens, the diamond gleams. MLB talk, the ultimate team. MLB is the place to be. Rob and Chris with the pitch you'll see. Swinging stats and stories fly. Baseball talk that's amplified.
And welcome to a new episode of NYMLB Talk with your hosts Rob and Chris as we cover the Mets, Yankees, and all of Major League Baseball. And if you're on YouTube right now, if you can, hit that sub button for us. That would be great. Hit that like button as well. And if you want, you can follow us on Twitter, and you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok as well at NYMLB Talk. Follow Rob at Armorosca. Follow myself at CP7NY. So, Rob, we have one of our favorite guests on the show. Yankees won. I don't know what the Mets did, but let's get into a little bit of Yankees and Mets. But let's welcome Madison first.
Yeah. Hi, Madison. Great to have you back.
Thank you for having me back.
Yeah, last show you were a lot of fun. Hi, Joe Dell. Okay, do you want me to start, Chris? Because you know what the Mets did.
Listen, you may as well, right? Let's get into the Mets for sure.
All right. So because we're going to talk Yankees with Madison and all that stuff, let's just get into this. And I said this Monday, and then the Mets take 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Things are looking better. But now I'm going to say it again. Do the Mets want to play in this postseason? Do they want to make the postseason? What do they want to do? What is going on with this Mets team? They cannot win against the Marlins. Whenever they're going, when they have to go on a playoff run, we'll go back to 2007. We'll go back to 2008. The Marlins kill the Mets' chances. I don't know what to say with this team. Oh my God, I don't want to go Frank the Tank. So the Mets lose tonight 6-2 against the Marlins. And part of the problem is their heads are like not into this. They're making stupid mistakes on the field. Okay. Man, they're letting, and this didn't only happen against the Marlins. It happened against Chicago in the second game, the game that they lost against Chicago. They've been making stupid errors. They've just been doing stupid things. So tonight, Sproat looks pretty good for the first couple innings. Then the second time around, they figure him out and they hit. Okay, the Mets are relying on 3 kids. Tong the other night against Chicago looked like he looked against the Rangers, a deer caught, with in the headlights. The only one who's really, I'll tell you, he's really, if they didn't bring him up, they'd be in trouble. McLean, he looks great, and
he's probably the most important. He's probably been the most important pitcher over the last probably 2 months for you guys?
Yeah. Yes. And hello, Eric Katz. You can always join me in the Bronx. Eric, that's not going to happen, but thanks for the offer. It hasn't happened yet. It's never going to happen. But you know what? The Mets are playing sloppy when they have to win. And it's just, they may not make the postseason. All right. There's a possibility because right now the Cincinnati Reds are leading the Brewers 3-1. So if the Cincinnati Reds win tonight, that means we're right back to where we started with. They're both tied with 2 games left, and the Reds have the tiebreaker. So if the Mets and Reds are tied on Sunday, that's it. The Mets are done. Goodbye. And, that's it. Chris, what are your thoughts about this stuff?
You know what? They got the highest payroll, right? $340 million, whatever it is. And if they miss the playoffs, this would have to be one of the biggest disappointments we've seen. I can't remember the last time I've seen something this bad happen. I mean, how do you not even make the playoffs? Not even a wild card? I think that's really embarrassing. I still can't believe we're talking like this when in the middle of June, you guys had the best record. you had the best rotation, all this stuff, everything was going great, and then, and then we're here. How did we get here? Madison, what do you think? Well, what do you think of the Mets situation?
I think it's crazy. Like, to think that, especially in the offseason too, you thought the Mets were going to have one of the best teams after signing Soto. All the Yankee fans were so upset. We made all these moves, and then the Mets still, again, are teetering on a, postseason berth. They might not even make it now.
And the problem is in Soto, because Soto ended up having, probably his best year, at least home run wise, right? I mean, he played like Soto is supposed to play. So listen, it's the pitching, basically the starting pitching. We knew that the Mets had trouble with the starting pitching, and Stearns didn't make a move for the trade deadline. And the moves that he did make at the time, we've said this a bunch of times, they looked good on paper, but man, in reality, they turned out terrible. So now we're in a position where, the Mets might not next Friday, Chris, not even Friday, Monday, on Monday's show, I might just be sitting here, going Frank Tank on people. I don't know.
Oh my God. Hey, you know what? We talked about it, a couple of times already. Like, Stearns did nothing at the trade deadline to enforce the rotation. He did nothing. He didn't get one starting pitcher. He picked up a couple of relievers, right? The Helsley move has backfired, number one. Rogers has been okay, right?
Right.
Soto, he's been okay also, right? Or no?
He started off okay. He hasn't been that great.
So one out of the three relievers that he added was good. The other two, not good. And then when you turn it around and you look at what the Phillies did, they added Bader, who we said from the beginning that was like a great move because he's perfect for Philly. He's like the best Philly player there. And then you got on the other side, they picked up Duran, the closer from Minnesota, and of course he's been great. So
yes.
there's your flip-flop in June and July, of what happened with the Mets.
Yeah, and I want to say hello to my friend Joel out there who just made a comment that's sort of an inside joke. Thanks for stopping by, Joel. I was wondering when I was going to see you out there. But yeah, on Monday's show, I'm going to have Mitch Bernstein's going to come on. He's a Philly podcaster. You remember I went on his show. So we'll talk to him about the Phillies. But yeah, the Phillies made the moves that the Mets should have done, right? Why isn't Harrison Bader on the Mets? And Chris, answer that question for me.
I don't know. I think Stearns would probably be the best person because why didn't they just sign him? Like all they had to do is re-sign the guy. He played pretty decent for you guys last year. Why not just bring him back? Instead, you started the year with what, Taylor and Jose
and Siri.
Right, Siri.
Yeah.
Was that? I mean, come on. That made no sense.
No, it made no sense. Siri with he gets injured, he breaks his leg. Okay. But then when he comes back, he's a disaster. So the Mets DFA him, and the Cubs picked him up the other night. Why did the Cubs pick him up? I don't know. For 2 games, who knows? Dan, thanks for joining us again. We love that you are out there and that you participate in the chat room, and we're glad that you enjoy the show. But anyway, I'm going to finish this Mets stuff off fast because we have Madison here. And you know what? I don't need steam coming out of my ears. The Mets have to win tomorrow and Sunday, of course. No doubt.
And hope the Reds lose. The Reds have to lose a game now.
They have to because it's not in the Mets. If Cincinnati wins tonight, it's not in the Mets' hands anymore. That's it. All right. So this may be it, and people are going to be crying on.
And I can't believe it's the Reds. I still can't believe it's the Reds.
You've been calling the Reds for the last 4 years?
Oh, more or less, yeah.
Yeah,
more or less. That's been a team that I like. Watched out for the Reds, But
yeah, you picked them. But anyway, all right. So we'll see what happens. We don't know who's pitching, who's doing what for the Mets. I think they're going to do another piggy bank back again on Saturday. So I think Clay Holmes that's tomorrow. Clay Holmes is going to start, and Mania, I don't know if he's piggybacking. I don't know what they're doing. Their starting rotation is a mess anyway. What's going to happen?
Listen,
what are they going to do if they do make the postseason? They're going to depend on kids, right?
more or
And
less,
like I said,
McLean has to make a start.
yeah, well, McLean, I have more confidence in McLean than I have in anyone else right now, including David Peterson, because what the hell has happened to Peterson? I don't know. He's just falling apart. So,
Just switching quickly to the Yankees, I think if Schlittler is pitching tomorrow, right, Madison?
Yes, he is.
And so I think he lines up to pitch Game 3.
Yeah, they were saying that today. So it'll be Fried, Rodon, and then Schlittler if we need him.
Right. And Fried pitched. What was he?
He pitched Wednesday.
Wednesday. So who pitched Wednesday for you, Rob?
Wednesday was Tong got killed on Wednesday. Yeah.
So he would be your Game 1 starter then.
But I don't know about that, Chris.
Yeah, I doubt it. He can't be.
Okay. He can't start. He can't start.
Listen, just get into the playoffs and then figure it out. That's the way I look at it with the Mets.
Yeah, that's what I'm not even thinking about Tuesday yet, because I think is that when it starts at Dodger Stadium, whoever makes it. Then they got to play the Dodgers, which I wasn't worried about until about a couple of weeks ago. But now, if the Mets even make it, I got to worry about that now too, because I think
and they're fully healthy. Their rotation, their bullpen is a complete poop show, but their rotation is,
And is Ohtani going to start? Is he going to start? I think he's going to start a game.
Oh, Ohtani? Probably, yeah. But if he doesn't, look who's going to start. You got Glass now. You got Snell. You got Yamamoto. You got Kershaw, right? It's like Sheehan is in there. Like, they're just,
and Eric, yes, Eric McLean definitely he has a way better chance of starting than Tong, and
McLean has to start one of the games.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So you're definitely right about
Tong
that.
Probably, I'll be honest, Tong may not even make the roster.
Yeah, you're right. He might not, but who is going to make it? All right. I can't believe I'm saying this. Enough about the Mets.
Exactly.
We have Madison on, so go ahead. Let's talk some Yankee baseball.
Yeah. Hey, they won tonight, right, Madison?
They just won. Yeah, it was a good game.
Unfortunately, though, Toronto won as well, so we're still deadlocked. But unfortunately, they have the tiebreaker against this, so they have to lose a game at least for us to have a shot, right? So, but I like how the bullpen has pitched over the last month. They've
been pretty consistent, I have to say.
Yeah.
I mean, in the summer it was just all over the place, but they've turned it around.
Yeah, especially Devin Williams, right? He's been really good.
Yeah, for sure.
Oof. And that's huge because him, and then with our addition of Bednar, that's a good solid 8th, 9th inning, and that's
right.
That's as good, and there I think that combination is as good as anybody in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And then we just got to worry about, if Weaver could straighten out, that would be great. Leiter's been he's been the only one now. Leiter and maybe Hill has been the two guys that have not been that good.
Yeah, I get scared every time Mark Leiter comes out. And it's always when he shouldn't be coming out. So
right. Yeah, I'd rather see him come out when there's like a 5-run lead or something.
Yeah.
Where he's got a little cushion, right?
Yeah.
Right. And Doval,
even then I get scared.
Yes, exactly. Stanton and Judge bombs tonight. Beautiful. They look like they're ready to go for the playoffs.
I hope Judge has a good October. He needs one. He needs it.
Madison, I am 100% with you. I've been saying this. The two things that have to go for the Yankees, right? Number one, their bullpen. I don't care what the rotation does. I think the rotation's solid, but that bullpen has to be good for them to win. Anybody's bullpen needs to be good for that team to get to the World Series and win the World Series, right? So that's number one. Number two, it has to be Judge. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. It's time for Judge to have a big postseason. Like Stanton, Stanton's always the guy that saves us or tries to save us, right? It has to be Judge, right? Like you said it. It's time. It's time.
I mean, he's been to how many postseasons? And
let me ask you guys a question, okay? Since we're on this subject, What happens if Judge has another subpar postseason? What does that do to his legacy? I mean, he still has more years coming, but right now, I mean, what if he has a subpar postseason? Madison, what do you think?
Unfortunately, I think that's been the theme, which is why I'm hoping it turns around. Which is unfortunate because he is such a good player. And, during the regular season, he's hitting 50, 60 home runs per season. Why doesn't that translate into October? That's kind of where you think, what's going on? What can you do better to, produce the same in October versus the regular season?
Yeah, I agree. But Chris, really, he has to, and Eric Katz,
It's going to be
Eric Katz. I agree with you. He'd be what A-Rod was prior to 09. I agree with that.
A-Rod went crazy in 09. That's what Judge has to do. Judge has to have an A-Rod type 2009 postseason run, without a doubt.
If Chris,
all it's going to do is if he doesn't, it's just going to make it harder and harder every year because that's all he's going to hear. He's not going to hear, oh, you're let's hope, a 3-time MVP. Nobody's going to hear that. Future Hall of Famer. They're going to get his number retired. He's the captain. None of that matters. The one thing that everybody's going to bring up, oh, well, let's see the postseason record. Why don't you hit in the postseason? How come you haven't won a World Series? Every other great Yankee has won a World Series. The only guys that are in Monument Park that hasn't won the World Series was Mattingly, right? Everybody else. And Mattingly is beloved by Yankee fans, right? And because he only had that one shot in the playoffs, right? That was the only time. He had the 5-game series against the Mariners and they lost. But he's got to do it. Judge has to do it. Has to.
Yeah, he definitely does. What did Steinbrenner used to call Winfield Mr. April or something?
Mr. May.
Mr. May, whatever, Mr. May.
He's another one, right? He did. He didn't have a good, but again, just like Mattingly, he only had the one shot with the Yankees in the postseason. I think it was 81, right? When they played the Dodgers that year. But other than that, they didn't make the playoffs throughout the whole 80s and not until 96. So that's what, again, with Mattingly, he only had that one shot. So his legacy is different than Judge. Yeah, he didn't win a championship, but he was also
he had one chance to do that. Judge has made the playoffs almost every year. He's been here for almost 10 years. It happens every single time.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a little different, thing. So Mattingly he's always going to be beloved. He's always going to be Donnie Baseball. You'll see he's always going to get the big hands and all that. So, but fans are going to let that go. I'm curious though, right? Like, I hope to God not, but what if Judge doesn't win a World Series, right? And, he ends his career, 600 home runs, right? Hall of Fame, gets his number retired and all that. But is it going to be the same as, like, where's he going to be? Like, I think legacy is great because then it's going to be, is he going to be in the Mattingly category where he's going to be beloved no matter what? Or is he going to be, all right, yeah, he's just another guy. It's so weird. Like, we're even thinking about talking about this, but that's where Judge is right now.
And that could change if he has a monster postseason. Then we're not talking about this anymore. But yeah, he'd be a Mattingly Yankee, like Eric Katz says. I agree.
I would think so.
I would. Okay, so Madison and Chris, let's not talk about the postseason for a second. Let's talk about the regular season and the MVP. Judge or Cal Raleigh? Which one? Madison.
Aaron Judge. I got a lot of hate on my post about this the other day.
I know. No, you're listen. He's had the better season, right? It doesn't matter. Cal Raleigh, he's got the 60 home runs.
There is no denying that Cal Raleigh is an amazing baseball player. But when people argue, the first thing they say is, "Oh, he's a catcher." Okay, well, there's really not a stat to compare those two. They're two different.
Right.
They're two completely different positions that you're playing. Aaron Judge is leading in almost every single category.
Okay, but here's what it looks like, guys. All right, listen, batting his batting average, Judge is killing it. I mean,
He's
he's
got
batting
over 80
three.
points. He's got
Yeah,
an over 80-point lead.
I mean,
It's
he's
ridiculous.
batting 330. Okay, so I mean, all year, that's amazing. 52 home runs, 111 RBIs, right after tonight, or that's after tonight. And Cal has 6. He's batting 247. So, like Chris said, that's like it's almost 100 points if you really want to get
Right? When
technical.
it's pretty crazy.
60 home runs, 125 RBIs. But people are going to say, like Madison said, he is doing it as a catcher. And, you know, the All-Star, he won the home run derby, which doesn't mean anything. But, you know, people outside of New York might think that he deserves the MVP over Judge. I don't know.
And again, it's going to be a lot of it because of he's a catcher and he's a switch hitter and he hits in Seattle. And it's great. You know what? If Judge wasn't having the season he was having, I would say, okay. Yeah, Cal Raleigh deserves the MVP. I totally agree. He's having a great season. And it's you know what? It's kind of a shame. One of these guys is not going to win the MVP. I'm hoping it's not Judge. You know, I hope Judge wins it, but I could see it going the other way because there's been so much talk about Cal Raleigh winning the MVP, even though he's almost 100 points, you know, in average wise below Judge, and everything else he's below him, everything except for home runs and RBIs. And that's
just
really
right there. That says it right there. He'd have the lowest average of any MVP winner the last 10 years. So I'm going to agree with you guys as much as it kills me. Judge deserves the MVP over Cal Riley, I think. But you never know what happens.
The MVP with a batting average under 250?
That's a good question. Now we have to look it up.
I don't know. I don't think so.
We'll check that out. Where's our stats person?
Right, exactly. Hey, and you know what? And Katz is right. Judge is doing. He missed what 2 weeks, right? It was just 10 games, right? I think.
Right.
So in 10 less games, maybe he would hit a couple more home runs in those 10. You know, and when he first came back, he wasn't the same right at first, Judge. So, but yeah, I mean, come on, those numbers are just ridiculous. So he's got to get it, but we'll see. We'll see. I think being a catcher is going to add a little bit of juice, obviously, to it, and
But here,
push him over it. I don't know.
Here's another question for you guys. Okay, you have to pick one: Judge, MVP of the World Series, or MVP of the American League. If you could only pick one, what would you want?
Rob, you know what I'm going to say. I don't know if Madison feels the same way, but I'm always about winning World Series. That's it. That's all I care about. So I would love to see him win. I would love to see him win the World. Obviously, the Yankees win the World Series, but for him to win the MVP, absolutely would be great. I'll take that over anything.
And TBK, you check that out, Chris.
To let my host finish another losing season with some dignity.
Hey, TBK, listen, the Orioles, we don't know what happened because we thought that owner had deep pockets and we thought he was going to make some moves. Your big move was signing Morton, who is probably done. I mean, you know, I think this is it. He's done. And, you know, so maybe you'll have a better offseason this year. You should. Something's got to happen. Katz wore a Yankee shirt in a photo at Fenway Park, and he lived to tell us about it. World Series, no
Everybody
doubt,
should go
of
to
course. Fenway. What, Chris?
Everybody should go to Fenway for sure.
Yeah, deep pockets and short arms. We got that.
Yes, right? Exactly. Yeah. We mentioned that a while ago.
But listen, at least the Yankees are on their way to the postseason, right? At least one New York team is on its way to the postseason. So you guys got to feel good about that. You might, you know, you could win the East and you'll be in control of everything.
All right. So Madison, let's say we don't win the division and we have to go into the wild card. Who would you want to face?
I think, well, our worst case scenario is that we have home field advantage.
Right.
Like, so no matter what, we're on our own turf.
Yeah.
I think I'd want to play the Red Sox. I want that revenge.
Yeah, I'm with you. Even though we haven't played good against them, but at least in that last series we did play well, right?
And it was at Fenway, so
right, exactly.
I'm hoping. I'm very hopeful.
It carries over, right? Yeah, let's
Yeah.
hope it continues to carry over. I'm 100% with you. I do want them in the playoffs. We have to get a little bit of revenge because I think they beat us the last time in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would rather have them outside of them for the wild card. I mean, I think we're better than every team. So Cleveland, Detroit, Houston, we should beat them, right? To me,
Right.
it's in the American League, at least I still think we got the best team in the American League. I really do. It's going to be disappointing if we didn't make it to the World Series. So I'm hoping we don't. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but we'll see. It should be a good run. I would love to win the division, have the couple of days off, right?
Yeah.
And start. What is it? Saturday, I think the division series starts, right?
Yeah.
So it would be nice to start that day. So you have the whole week off, set up your rotation the way you want it, whatever way you want it. But at this point, it is what it is, as long as we're in. So I have a question for both of you guys.
Okay.
A lot of people do weird things. Some players do also. They have like a ritual or they wear something like a sweatshirt, a hat, or they have a spot in the house on the couch or whatever that you got to watch the game on. Do you guys have anything when you get into the playoffs? Any
Go ahead,
weird
Madison.
thing?
You answer first, and then I'll say what I'm doing.
I usually wear like a Yankees shirt or a jersey or something. If they win, I'll wear it the next day. If
There you
they
go.
lose, then I'll wear a different one.
Right. That's how I am. I get a hoodie and I usually hopefully wear it throughout the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
And if I have to, sometimes I'm sitting on the floor or I'm standing up. It depends.
Oh, and I won't buy anything until that series is over. Like I refused to buy the World Series like shirts last year until the World Series was over.
I don't buy. Listen,
that's a huge thing for me.
Listen,
hey, Chris.
There you go. Yeah, I'm actually gonna. You know what? That's my wife coming in, but I'm gonna. I'll say it now. I'm gonna do the opposite since the Yankees allowed the the facial hair this year. I'm gonna shave when the playoffs start. So on Monday I'll be clean shaven. So she'll be happy about that. She doesn't like this stuff. So.
All right. So that's your here's what I do. I wear a Mets t-shirt or whatever, but for the playoffs last year and 2015, we're talking about the Mets. My dog Buddy is on the couch with me for that poor dog. Like we said with last time we had on Monday I said with Mickey on Scott Show. Is that considered animal abuse, having your dog watch the Mets in the postseason? But that's what I do. I have my dog. So, but yeah, I have my dog, and I wear a Mets t-shirt. But
I don't think Rob is. Yeah, that's.
Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, nice one. Nice little low blow there.
Well, that's because no, I have to correct that. It was just for some of the World Series because I've been to until San Diego. I was at every postseason game, so I'm talking about just San Diego, and last year I had my dog on the couch because I used to go before I got hurt. I used to go to every all the Mets postseason games. So that was my ritual, going to the games,
right.
And buying and I did buy a shirt at each postseason game to wear at that game. So that's what my ritual was because I was at the playoff games. But anyway,
I don't like buying division series. I mean,
I know what you're
champion
saying.
Hats or
sometimes you have hats to, or if you're a Met. If you're a Met fan, that's all you got.
Exactly. Hey, all right, we won in the division. Let's buy a hat. I'm not.
That's all you got.
Yeah, with the Yankees, I wait to get the World Series stuff.
But I'll tell you something. In 2015, I was freezing at Citi Field. Dodger series wasn't that bad, but the Cubs series, oh man, when Murphy was hitting those home runs, it was freezing. So I think I bought a jacket, I bought a hat, I think I bought everything. So That's what my ritual was, being at the games. But anyway, I have to give an MLB NY talk update, because here's what's going on. The Diamondbacks are leading the Padres 2-0, and Cincinnati just took the game from the Brewers 3-1. So now the Mets are tied with Cincinnati, except Cincinnati has the tiebreaker, and the Padres are losing to the Diamondbacks. So this is going to be a mess. Okay, even though the Diamondbacks have their backs against the wall a little, but right now, guess what? The Mets do not control their destiny again. So I don't know what to tell you, Chris. It's crazy.
I don't know, Rob. I'm
yeah, it is.
I don't know what to say. Listen, you just got to hope the Brewers want to win these next 2 games, right? That's what you got to hope for. You hope they don't just sit back and say, all right, because I think they clinch. They have not clinched the number 1 seed yet. No. So they're still going to play.
Yeah.
It's the Phillies won tonight, right? I think that gives them, they're only a game in front of Philadelphia for the number 1 seed.
Yeah, so they have to listen. They still have to play.
They still have to win. Yeah.
Yeah, I have more Mets merchandise in Citi Field probably. And the Reds are on house money. That's right, Eric. They definitely are.
If they win, they're in, right? Basically.
Yeah. Listen, my dog's vet is very happy right now. I'm sure he's going to text me. He's a Reds fan. But anyway, let's just get to one more thing that Eric put. The Brewers, yeah, they could clinch first seed instead of franchise record. That's true. And there it is, Mrs. Savino, Anthony's wife.
I hope she's okay. I hope she's hanging in.
Kelly, yeah, really. Kelly, I'd love to know what Anthony is doing right now after this Mets loss and what's going on, really. See, imagine if he was on tonight. Oh, forget about it. It would be crazy. But anyway, Madison, you have an announcement you want to make.
Yeah, I do.
So,
let's get to it.
Let's get to it. People have been asking us. We have a lot of people out there, by the way, watching right now. We have a pretty big audience right now.
No.
So, yeah. So not to make you nervous. So why don't you tell us what's going on with you?
All right. So for a long time, I've been thinking about possibly doing a podcast, and I had so much fun last week when I came on this podcast. So I decided to start my own.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I figured that. We figured that was it. We were talking about that. All right, so that's great. So tell us more about your new podcast.
Yeah, so it's going to be about the Yankees. I'm calling it Generational Run, which is kind of a little inside joke with one of my friends. We text throughout all of the games, and we commentate. We think we're funnier than Michael Kay and Paul O'Neill.
You're probably funnier than them for sure. They're not really that funny, those guys.
Sometimes they are.
Yeah.
But when we're really on a hot streak and we're saying funny things, we'll say, we're on a generational run. So I think that's kind of a name that, encapsulates that bond we have and, all the fun that we have watching. We did the math. We watched like 80% of the games together this season,
Nice.
Which is crazy. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
No, that sounds great. We know we'll be watching.
Absolutely. We're definitely going to be watching for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, the last time you were on, it was great. You killed. Everybody loved you, and we knew we had to have you back. And when Chris said that you wanted to make an announcement, I said to him, let's have her on. He's like, he agreed. But then I didn't know. You already texted him before that, right before that.
Not even about this, though. I just wanted to come on again.
Yeah.
That was completely unrelated.
Listen, whenever you want to, just give us. We're always open for business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just come on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We love having guests, and we do listen. We do pretty well on Friday, especially Friday nights. We have a pretty big audience, so it's
we have an open door for you. You have an open invitation. So if you're like, hey, I want to talk, just send me a message and say I want to come on. And we're Mondays and Fridays, even during the off season, we're still going to be doing our thing. So if you ever want to come on and talk about whatever's going on with baseball, with the Yankees, free agency, we'll be getting into a lot of stuff. So definitely.
Yeah. And thanks, Eric. We appreciate Eric.
Yes, thank you, Eric.
You know, it's great doing shows.
Katz is a good guy. People should be following him on Twitter as well. Eric Katz is a great follow. He writes some great columns on baseball, the Yankees, everything. So definitely give him a follow. And he knows. This guy knows everything about baseball. It's amazing. You know, he's a young guy and he just knows so much. And yes, he does love ribbing me. And you know, listen, Eric, it's all in fun, and I don't care. You know, I don't get mad at any of that stuff. I have a good time. Plus, I'm used to it. I'm a Mets fan, so you know. And Dan, look at it. Everyone's congratulating you, Madison. There you go. Dan's another great. Just make sure you guys watch her show when she starts. Okay, we're gonna announce when she starts, so don't worry.
But yeah, we're gonna we'll promo you. Don't worry about it. Yeah. We'll put stuff out there.
I appreciate it.
Let's get to a couple of other things in baseball that is going on, Chris.
Okay.
Major League Baseball is going to adopt the ABS system finally.
About time.
All right. We've been waiting for this for how long? And it's finally happening. And yes, Madison definitely she has a great smile for these video podcasts. So yeah, we agree with Eric. But Chris, how do you feel about this? I know how you feel about it, but tell everybody else.
Oh, I think it's great. It worked out really well during spring training, the All-Star game, and I think it's going to be great. I don't like them calling every single strike and ball, right? I don't want the computer or the robot, whatever you want to call it, calling every single strike and ball, but I like the challenge system. Yeah, I do like. What is it? 2 challenges per team?
Yeah, it's going to be two challenges per team. Only the pitcher, batter, or catcher could tap their hat or helmet. And if they go into extra innings, if you used it already, you get another one. So basically, that's it. And yes, two challenges is fair. I agree. What do you think about this, Madison? Are you happy about this?
Well, last week when you asked what I would do if I was commissioner, this is what I said. I'm very happy.
See, the league was listening to our show. They're like, all right,
yeah, they totally were.
We're in.
Listen, they always steal stuff from us. They always
listen. Some of the calls now are just so awful. I can't watch them. Like we need the ABS system.
Oh, it's ridiculous that that the league doesn't have some sort of a challenge system yet. Considering that it's there, right? They've been working on it for how many years now in the minors, so it's time. It's time. You know what? And I'm happy they finally got it. Would you get rid of them? Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. Would you get rid of? Would you? That's a pretty good question.
I think we would.
Baseball.
Yeah. That's a heavy question. I mean, do I agree with everything he does? No, but I don't know. Is that enough to get rid of him?
Listen, the extra runner. Like I hate it.
I hate it.
On the flip side, I understand why it's there, right?
No, I don't understand why it's there.
No,
Okay, I'll explain it to you why.
I know why, but I don't. No, it was no. Let me say something. I know why it's there. They want to speed up the game. It was there because of COVID to speed up the games, and they left it in. Okay, it's BS. That's not baseball. That's not even Little League has that. It's crap. I don't want to see that, and it. You know it drives me crazy, Chris. That's no excuse. I don't want to speed up the game that way, okay? I do not want to speed up the game that way. It drives me crazy.
How about after 9 innings we do a home run derby?
No. 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 I don't want to see that. Listen, I don't care what anybody said.
That would be fun.
The ending of the All-Star game, that's not baseball.
No, I hated that. I was so mad.
Yeah.
All right, that's ridiculous. All right,
it bothered me more that Schwarber won the MVP because he hit the home runs in the
right.
Yeah,
That,
it could have been somebody in the game.
right.
It's crazy. That yeah,
Right,
you're
exactly.
right. You're right. So I hate that. Everybody hates that stupid ghost runner. But see, you don't have it in the postseason. So then that's another thing. So you're changing the rules for the postseason, right?
Right.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
don't know.
Listen, I agree. It's tough. I get why they're doing it. I don't like it. Right? They don't want the games to go to like 15, 16 innings. And
But why? Listen to
because
me.
most people are leaving anyway.
Yeah, I
So
know.
right?
Right. But listen, when I was at the game in '99 with Ventura's single grand slam
But that was
single.
a
Right?
playoff game.
It was
You
a
can't leave.
playoff game.
Yeah,
It
you
was
ain't leaving that game.
exciting. It was great. But all
I
right.
did.
I don't
I
know.
went to a long game too. I think during the regular season, it was Yankees Red Sox. It went to like I think 14 or 15 innings. I don't know if it might be a little too further back, but I think A-Rod hit a game-winning home run in like the 14th inning, 15th. It was 1-0, I think.
All right. Did you stay for the whole game?
Of course,
Me too. So then what's the problem?
I have no problem, but there
Me
are
neither.
probably some people that got to catch the train, right? They
Oh.
got to catch that last train. I get that. Trust me,
Yeah,
I
I
totally
get
understand
that.
that.
Too.
But
But
hey, it is what it is. They're not changing it. So
yeah, I know they're not changing it. But that's not baseball.
I
You
agree.
know, it's like, listen, okay, do you want to know, Madison, when I will really explode? If they ever decide that the game is too long and games could end in ties. Okay.
No, I'm so against that.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, there can't be ties ever in baseball.
I mean, I'd rather watch a game that goes 16 innings and someone
Right.
scores in the bottom of the 16th than watch a game where it's tied in the 9th and then they just keep scoring one. Each team keeps scoring one, so the game keeps remaining tied. Like, that's even worse.
You're right. And TBK, that's pretty funny, actually.
Good point.
That's
point.
a good one.
Field of dreams,
And
right?
Dan, you're right. Just play baseball. Dan, that's right. I agree with Dan. None of this ghosts, right? Like the other night, right? The game, Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati scored. Pittsburgh scored. Cincinnati scored. Pittsburgh scored. And then finally Pittsburgh won the
Right.
game. But it was like one run here, and there's advantage to the home team too.
Exactly.
The ghost runner, the home team has an advantage. So it's just crazy. Yes. Okay. Yes, you're right. I never want to see that ever. All right, there's Chris. Do you mind if I bring up another Mets fact? Well,
Sure.
if I could find out what
Well,
I
all
was
right. Hey, while you're looking at that, another thing that came
Yeah.
up today or the other day was about Netflix, right? They're going to have
that's
opening
right.
day. They're going to have opening day games this year, and they're also going to have the home run derby. So that's another streaming service that everybody's got to. I think most people have Netflix, but
Yeah.
I mean, how many we're going to need? I think NBC is doing. I think they're picking up games too, right? This year, I should say
Yeah.
next year.
Next
ESPN,
year.
I don't know if they're going to do it again. They're not supposed to have it. I know Apple's dropping it, so there's going to be no more Apple games at least. But
There's still going to be Prime, right? So we're going to have Prime.
Prime,
And then
yeah.
remember they had Roku, the friggin' 10 o'clock game.
I hated
Like,
that.
I know 11
Okay,
o'clock.
I gotta watch a game at 10 o'clock.
Listen, I don't mind.
You
Listen,
like it.
I'm up early. I don't mind being home to watch it, but I would hate to have tickets to go to that game, right?
Yeah, you have to
go
get
a
up
game
so
at
early.
11
What if you're on the West Coast? That's like a 7 a.m. game for you.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
You're right. Yeah, really. He wants to grow the game, yet he's making us spend more money on streaming packages. That's right. He wants kids
Streaming
to
is
watch it.
it used to be the future, but now it's the now. Streaming is everything now. You see it in football. You're going to see it more in basketball, right?
Yeah.
So it stinks.
It definitely does. So, all right. So now Netflix is going to have it. Well, we'll see what happens pretty soon. I don't know. You're right. You're going to have 3 or 4 streaming services if you want to watch every game. And one thing, Chris and Madison, that baseball Major League Baseball has to stop this bull that if you pay for, you pay for the games, except for one thing. They're blacked out. You can't watch the freaking Met game on, if
I
you
hate the
subscribe to. I hate that. You're paying for the service. So say you're outside somewhere and you want to watch the game, but you can't watch it because it's blacked out because you're in the area. That's one thing that they got to stop.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Why
Blackouts.
are you blocking out my Yankees game when I'm in Connecticut?
Yeah. Do you get it blacked out up there or no? No, right?
So I think there was once or twice where it was.
See, that's good that Milwaukee got rid of their blackouts. What?
Yeah. That's an easy that to me, it seems like it's an easy fix, right? I mean, especially if you're paying for a subscription, you should be able to see the game.
And they're not cheap either. They make you pay for the whole year.
I know.
I get mine for free with because T-Mobile gives it to you for free.
Yeah.
So I get that for free. But still, if you have it, why can't you watch your team?
Right.
What's the blackout? It makes no sense, especially for Mets and Yankees games, because you get enough people going to the games. That's not going to affect attendance at all.
Why don't they just offer like a certain amount, like just Yankee games? Like if you want to just buy Yankee games, just buy those, so you don't get blacked out. Like I don't know. It's they got to figure it out. They definitely have to figure out something.
Okay, so here's what I was going to mention. Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor both joined. Well, not that they joined, but they were in the 30-30 club this year. Okay, as teammates. This is an interesting fact that I texted Chris the other night. It's only happened 2 other times. Okay, and one of the other times was the Mets with Hojo and Strawberry in 1987, and the other one is Bichette and Ellis Burks in 1996 for the Rockies. So that, to me, that's an amazing stat that it's only happened 3 times in baseball history, and 2 of the times it's the New York Mets. What do you think about that, Chris?
I think that's amazing. And Soto is only a couple of stolen bases away from going 40-40, which I think is ridiculous. Like, where did he get all this speed from? I didn't see that last year. Madison, did you see Juan Soto stealing 40 bases? Like, what?
No.
Where is he coming from?
You know what's going on, Chris. The Mets have not been caught stealing by the catcher. They got picked off a couple times, 85 times in a row. Okay, 85 or 86. So they've stolen 86 bases in a row without being thrown out by a catcher. That's unbelievable. The Mets are killing them in stolen bases.
The coaching has to be, you give them credit, because I don't think Soto was ever a stolen base guy before this year.
He stole one. He stole one tonight. It's just been amazing. It has, but
yeah.
Since we have Madison here, Madison, when the Yankees didn't sign Soto, I don't know if we asked you the other show. How did you feel about that?
I was upset at first. Like that night when the news dropped, it was like, oh my God, he's going to the Mets. Like, I was so upset. But Cashman immediately pivoted to plan B. We got Cody Bellinger, Max Fried, Paul Goldschmidt, Devin Williams. We made pretty good pickups for, everyone thought, oh, nothing's going to be as good as Soto. I personally think everything that we did was better. I would take all 4 of those players over having signed Soto for that much money. I just think it's just way too much money.
Yeah, I agree. And here's the other thing, like nobody thought about this too in the offseason. If they did sign Soto, Judge would be in center field. And,
right.
As much as I love Judge in right field, he's not a good center fielder. And it wasn't just because of the error last year in the World Series. It's not for that at all. He's just not a good center fielder. So that was the other thing. If you put Soto in right, that means Judge is in center. Think about the defense between those 2 guys. And then left field, if it was, I guess it would be Dominguez. and we see how he is in the field. He's not 100%, right? Because he's learning left field. So I think our team would not have been as good as it is this year, right? I think you said it right. I think I would take what they did. The plan B, I think, is better than the plan A for sure.
Yeah. I think the only thing that was upsetting was just the initial shock. Because I think everyone thought, oh, he's going to the Yankees. He's not leaving the Yankees. You saw how he reacted in the postseason when people were cheering for him, saying, sign him. People brought the fake checks and were writing on them in the stands. Like, that was the upsetting thing, is that, and he went to the Mets. He went across town. Like, I think that's what hurt the most.
Because that's never happened ever in history.
Exactly. That was what hurt. I was upset the next day. And then we signed Cody Bellinger, and I was like, this is great.
Right.
This is so exciting.
We're back.
Yeah. World Series back on.
Like, nobody leaves the Yankees to go to the Mets.
Exactly.
Right? It just doesn't happen. So for it to happen, that was the shock. But here's the thing, like, we should have, the one thing I give Soto a lot of credit was that he turned into a free agent the second the game was over. Like, after the World Series ended, like, he turned his hat backwards and he was a free agent. Like, he was literally saying, and even the way he was answering the questions, like, he was on. It wasn't about, oh my God, we just lost the World Series. No, it was about, okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. 30 teams, 30 teams have a shot to sign. It was never, I hope I re-sign with the Yankees. No, it was, he turned right in. It was amazing. I've never seen that quick after a World Series, no less. If it was after a regular season, you lose. It's like, all right, but that was amazing what he did.
It was funny. It was funny. They said they saw him drive on the way home after that loss of the World Series. He was wearing a Mets cap on his way home. No.
Oh, I was like, what?
But Chris did say that last time. Chris said that last year to me, that he was impressed by Soto doing that.
I because it was like right after losing the World Series. Like, I would be devastated, and I would, I obviously we're different, but like a fan, or I would think a player after losing a World Series, you're like, oh my God, I can't believe we lost this, especially how they lost it too, that rough inning. And to go right into free agency mode that quick was amazing. I don't know. Like, he was that cold, like that. Boom. I'm free agent.
Chris, do you think maybe if he didn't win a World Series with the Nationals, he might have felt a little differently? Maybe that would have affected him a little differently?
I think so. And that might have affected his free agency too, because, if you've won a championship, like, you're not chasing a championship anymore. Like, some teams, some players want to win a championship. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them just give me the most money and I'm good, right? And then there's players that, want to win a championship no matter what. And maybe he would have thought about that and said, you know what? I just got to the World Series with these guys. I'm going to stay here because I think, these guys could win it again next year if I'm here. So, but now that, like you said, he won a championship, I just want the most money. And the money was close. That was the thing. I thought, if the money is close, I thought he'd stay with the Yankees. But, the money wasn't that close because he got more for one less year, and he got all the bonus money and all that. So I get it. Listen, it is, any one of us would make that decision, right? We say, I would never play for the Mets, but you know what? If they're offering me more money or all these special things, yeah, maybe,
Right. And I think as the deadline got closer to him signing, it was very clear that, Steve Cohen was going to do whatever he could. Yes. He was all in. There was, you could give him 765 and Steve Cohen's going to give him 766.
Right.
Like, it was, he was all in.
And I think that Steve Cohen will get any player that he wants. If he wants a player, I think Steve Cohen's going to get that player. Richest owner in baseball, and I think that's just going to happen. TBK, I agree with you. We talked about that.
Here's a good question.
Okay.
Now that let's say the Mets either not make the playoffs or lose in the first round. Does that start to change Cohen's strategy of, hey, I'm going to give this. If I want this guy, I'm going to give him whatever he wants, or is he going to be a little bit more financially conservative, right? Because it's like, listen, I just spent the most money any team has spent, and I didn't even make the playoffs, or I'm getting knocked out in the first round. The year before, we got to within 2 games of the World Series, right? And we didn't spend as much money. So does that change? Do you think that changes Cohen at all, or do you think he's going to be all in every year? Like, yeah, sign this guy. I don't care what the payroll is.
Well, listen. You don't get to be as rich as he is by making stupid mistakes, right? Stupid deals. He's a businessman first. The Mets have the best farm system in baseball right now. And why is that? That's because they signed some old players who were past their prime, Scherzer, Verlander, and they traded them during the trade deadline, and they stocked up the farm system, So right now, the Mets have a great farm system. They have great young arms, as we see. So I think it's going to be a combination, but I definitely think that this offseason, the Mets have to get a solid veteran arm. That. Yeah, starting pitching. So, if he has to, he'll do what he has to do to get some starting pitching, because these kids, you're throwing these kids into the fire right now. McLean, it looks like it's not bothering him a bit. But the other two, Chris, we've seen how this could affect young pitchers for their whole career, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they have to be careful. But that's a good question, Chris. We'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely. It's going to be because he's going to start going, at least this year, the fans, came and at least they were selling out or, filling up that stadium every night. So that's the good thing.
Over 3 million this year. They set a Citi Field record. We talked about it on Monday. But if they don't listen, it's a big disappointment, and someone's head's got to roll. Something's got to be done if the Mets do not make the postseason. There's going to be changes made to this team. They need a center fielder bad. Taylor cannot be an everyday center fielder, okay? He's defensive. He's been hitting all right lately, but, Mullins is out of here. Thank God that was a rental that was really bad. That was a really bad rental. So, the Mets have got to make moves this
Well, the Yankees are going to, Yankees got 2 center fielders that are going to be free agents. Madison, do you think they sign both Grisham and Bellinger? I think they only bring back Bellinger. That's going to be my guess.
I think they only bring back Bellinger. As much as I love Trent Grisham, I think his hitting in the clutch is amazing, but we have too many outfielders.
Yeah, because remember, Dominguez, you got Spencer Jones still coming up, possibly, right? So
Dominguez's defense isn't totally there yet, but if you don't get reps in, you're never going to get better. So they have to, he has to get out there more. So someone has to go.
Definitely. All right, we got about 2 minutes left. So, Madison, one more time, why don't you tell everybody the name of your show and when are you going to approximately when is the first show going to be? I know you're going to tape the first couple of shows.
Yes. The podcast is called Generational Run. I'll probably be posting the first episode mid to end of next week.
Okay. We look forward to it. Chris, you got anything else?
No, I'm just looking forward to Madison's new show. I can't wait to see it, and we'll promote it next week when we're on for sure. And hopefully you'll be coming on again with us.
Of course.
In the near future. Yeah, like I said, whenever you want to come on, just drop us a line and you'll be on for sure.
That's funny. Yes, Giambi, 15 years, $950 million.
There you go. Hey, hopefully, we'll be talking about division series and ALCSs and World Series. Yeah. So there'll be plenty of time for you to come back on and we can talk about that for sure.
But listen, Madison, thanks for coming back.
Definitely.
You had a huge audience out there. See, you did great. So you could do live with no problem. Chris, I'm going to go over our schedule next week. We're going to be back Monday, but at 4 p.m. and not 3 p.m. because we have Sal Pontillo returns to talk Yankee and American League playoffs. And then from the Captain Lou Sports Network, Phillies podcaster Mitch Bernstein talks about the Phillies and the National League playoffs. So we got some good guests on Monday. And then next Friday night at 10 p.m., our good friend, former Mets manager Mickey Callaway is back for a special postseason show. Mickey's going to go over everything that's going on in the postseason. So you do not want to miss that show or Monday's show. And remember,
we're going to be previewing the division series with Mickey on Friday because the division series starts on Saturday, and we're going to be previewing the wild cards that start on Tuesday on Monday.
Yeah, so everyone tune in. And also Monday, I'm going to go over the contest rules because we didn't forget about the contest. I've been working on it, and that's it. So Madison, thank you. Another great show, guys. And I had a lot of fun.
Yep, as always.
All right. So we will see everyone on Monday at 4 p.m. Thanks for watching.